नमस्कार. जय श्रीकृष्ण. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदी गौर भक्त वृंदा. Enunciating text 32, text 33, text 34 and text 35 of chapter 20, conversation between Maitreya and Vidur of third canto, the status quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 32. अहो रूपमहो धैर्यमहो अस्या नवम वयः मध्ये कामय माना नाम कामेव विसर्पति. The demons praised her. Oh, what a beauty, what rare self-control, what a budding youth. In the midst of us all who are passionately longing for her, she is moving about like one absolutely free from passion. Text 33. Vitarkayanto bahudha tam sandhyam pramada kritim abhisambhavya vishrambhat paryapruchhana kumedhasaho. Indulging in various speculations about the evening twilight which appeared to them endowed with the form of a young woman, the wicked-minded asuras treated her with respect and fondly spoke to her as follows. Text 34. Kasi kasyasi rambhoru ko varthasa te atra bhamini rupa dravina pannena durbhaganno vibadhase. Who are you, O pretty girl? Whose wife or daughter are you? And what can be the object of your appearing before us? Why do you tantalize us, unfortunate as we are, with the priceless commodity of your beauty? The mentality of the demons in being enamored by the false beauty of this material world is expressed herein. The demoniac can pay any price for the skin beauty of this material world. They work very hard all day and night, but the purpose of their hard work is to enjoy sex life. Sometimes they misrepresent themselves as karma yogis, not knowing the meaning of the word yog. Yog means to link up with the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to act in Krishna's consciousness. A person who works very hard, no matter in what occupation, and who offers the result of the work to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is called a karma yogi. Text 35. या वा काचित् त्वमबले दिष्ट्या संदर्शनं तव उत्सुनो शिक्षमाणानां कंदुक क्रीडया मनः. Whosoever you may be, O beautiful girl, we are fortunate in being able to see you. While playing with a ball, you have agitated the minds of all onlookers. Demons arrange many kinds of performances to see the glaring beauty of a beautiful woman. Here it is stated that they saw the girl playing with a ball. Sometimes the demoniac arrange for so-called sports like tennis with the opposite sex. The purpose of such sporting is to see the bodily construction of the beautiful girl and enjoy the subtle sex mentality. This demoniac sex mentality of material enjoyment is sometimes encouraged by so-called yogis who encourage the public to enjoy sex life in different varieties and at the same time advertise that if one meditates on the certain manufactured mantra, one can become God within 6 months. The public wants to be cheated and Krishna therefore creates such cheaters to misrepresent and delude. These so-called yogis are actually enjoyers of the world garbed as yogis. Bhagavad Gita, however, recommends that if one wants to enjoy life, then it cannot be with these gross senses. A patient is advised by the expert physician to refrain from ordinary enjoyment while in the diseased condition. A diseased person cannot enjoy anything. He has to restrain his enjoyment in order to get rid of the disease. Similarly, our material condition is the disease condition. If one wants to enjoy real sense enjoyment, then one must get free of the entanglement of material existence. In spiritual life, we can enjoy sense enjoyment which has no end. The difference between material and spiritual enjoyment is that material enjoyment is limited. Even if a man engages in material sex enjoyment, he cannot enjoy it for long. But when the sex enjoyment is given up, then one can enter spiritual life which is unending. In the Bhagavatam 5.5.1, it is stated that Brahma Saukhya, spiritual happiness, is Ananta, unending. Foolish creatures are enamored by the beauty of matter and think that the enjoyment it offers is real, but actually that is not real enjoyment. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.